Hey everyone, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in today. Today we are continuing the series going over every single hero combination in the game. So no matter what you use, I've got a video for you. So I'm a 160 million power player. I've been playing this game a little over a year. So without further ado, we can dive right into today's hero combination. So today we are looking at our first season 1 hero, Hobert, and we are going to be pairing him with Gregory. The reason that we're going to do that is primarily for a lot of the players that once you reach season 1, maybe you can only unlock one of these with the shards that you have available / are accruing. I do want to go off tangent a little bit here and say if you're going to choose one of the season 1 heroes to invest in, I would highly recommend this guy because he makes a great addition to your 5 squads later down the road. Pairing him with either of these 2 heroes is a great option. So definitely, if you're in season 1, pick him. If you can only pick one, otherwise get both. But going back to today's video with Hobert and Gregory, we'll dive right into the core talents of Hobert. So he's going to increase your basic attack damage by 35%. If you're in season 1 by now, I'm guessing you understand what basic attack damage is, but if you don't, let me know down below. I'd be happy to help explain it. And then when you are performing a basic attack, there's a 20% chance to deal 1 direct damage of 350. And if the target is suffering from a debuff, which is pretty much anything, you're going to increase your damage to 700. So most of the time, you got a 20% chance to do a 700 damage factor. And then going on a 6 out of 6, when your troops use a basic attack, there's a 30% chance to grant your troops a damage reduction buff for 28 seconds. And then this is the kicker out of all of his skills. This is what is important. Also causes the target to be slowed by 10%. So that is why he's a decent hero. I mean, he boosts your basic attack. He's a basic attack damage hero. So that's what we're going to try and stack with our skills that I will get into after we go over Gregory's core talents, just because I'm trying to teach you guys along the way. I don't just want to tell you what's best. I want you to try and learn and understand this. So look at him. His first core talent here increases basic attack. Again, doing basic attacks, he'll do direct damage, and then he's got a chance to cause the target to be slowed. And as we know, Hobert, he also causes his target to be slowed. So this hero combination is going to slow your target a lot, which you can use specific skills to actually take advantage of. And then whenever he uses an active skill, there's a 40% chance to deal an additional damage factor of 1800. So every time that this skill goes off, he's going to do 1800. Well, he's got a 40% chance to do a damage factor of 1800. So these 2 heroes, what I'm going to recommend you to do are going to be one of 2 things, and I'm going to provide you with some alternates along the way. The first is going to be the classic infantry rage build, just because Gregory does that additional damage whenever he does an active skill damage, and also Hobert's active skill damage is not terrible. So I would recommend a rage build. What skills are those going to be? The best one is going to be First Strike. It's the easiest to unlock because it is an epic skill. So you're going to gain 75 rage every second for the first 30 seconds. This is one of the best skills in the game when it comes to rage builds, which if you don't already know, the vast majority of infantry heroes, you're going to want to use some type of rage build. Unless you get into Bajorn and Rollo, then you want to go towards a silent or slow build, but we'll get into that in additional videos. Some of the other skills you're going to want to use is Enrage. You're going to recover rage and have a 20% chance to deal a direct damage. So that's a great one to use for your rage build. If I could spell Rage Leech, this is going to be another great heal. So every time you're doing an active skill, which is what you're trying to inflict as continuously as possible, that's why you're trying to build up so much rage, is to have those active skill damage go off. So that's why you want to pair Rage Leech with that, because every time you use your active skill damage, you're either going to have your wounded troops healed, or you're going to gain additional rage just to get to that next active skill damage that much quicker. And then the last one is Odin's Asylum. So every time, it's kind of similar to Rage Leech. Every time you're going to use that active skill, you're going to do a damage factor and you're going to get a shield. So those are the 4 best skills to use for a rage build. Once you get into Season X, you're going to want to throw this guy somewhere in the rotation. This is a great skill to have, but those are the rage skills in the game. But the second build you're going to try to use, and these skills are typically more available than the rage ones, is you're going to go for a basic attack damage boosting skill set. So in this game, you want to always try to stack your percentages. You don't usually want to try and spread them out. So in this case, Hobert and Gregory is a basic attack hero combination. So we're going to try and find skills to also boost the basic attack so we can stack all of those percentages. The first skill is going to be Blessed by Fate. It's going to increase your basic attack damage by 50% for 30 seconds. So this is a skill you're going to want to use whenever your battles are less than 30 seconds. And that's because once you get past the 30-second mark, then you're basically 1 in every 3 hits. You're going to get that buff. So if you're constantly tapping people, this is a great skill to use. But if you're using it in the arena, you might want to try and stay away from it. So just going through the skills here, another great skill when it comes to basic attack damage. I know I'm probably going over it already. I was just doing this. Thor's Determination, I was looking right over it the entire time. So every 9 seconds, you're going to get a dual buff, and that's going to increase your basic attack damage by 225%. So that's one of the better ones in the game. So those are the 2 basic attack damage boosting skills. Shield Support, that's really for pikemen. None of these are that great when it comes to boosting basic attack. But there is an epic skill that we're going to find together because I saw it in the arena and I was like, holy crap, this thing is actually really a good skill. Is it this one? So you could probably use Rage Purge. That's probably another really good one. You could throw in there because you're going for that basic attack damage, and then you're also going to take rage away from your target. So that's a good one. And then I know there's one other Halo Sacrifice. Here it is. So when your troops launches a basic attack, there's a 20% chance to increase their basic attack by 45%. So that's why you want to use those 3 skills: Halo Sacrifice, Blessed by Fate, and Thor's Determination. Those are the 3 amazing skills to try and boost your basic attack damage. And then if you're looking for a 4th, I would highly recommend throwing in First Strike. That's going to be your bread and butter skill when it comes to a lot of your infantry heroes. So that's about 7 or 8 different skills that you guys can use with your infantry heroes. Hopefully you can pick 4 out of those to use with your marches. But those are going to be the best skills to use for this hero combination. So moving into equipment, what gear do you want? We're going to start with monster gear. When it comes to your infantry, you're going to want to use the Axe of Rage for the shield. Yep, we just did that one. You want to use not this one, ignore this one. You're going to want to use the Venom armor for your armor piece. You're going to get a lot of infantry attack out of that. Your headpiece, you want to go ahead and use the Howler's Crown. That's going to be your best infantry boosting stat when it comes to monster equipment. When it comes to your footwear, you're going to want to use the Cryptic Boots to take advantage of that infantry attack. Now going into blessed equipment, maybe you're getting to the point where you're trying to unlock and level up your blessed equipment. There is a way that you want to try and upgrade your equipment. So I would say, and I would highly recommend, once your monster gear gets up to purple, the epic level, then you want to start looking at introducing blessed gear. So when you make your blessed gear, you want to do your headpiece and your footwear first. Those are going to be the first 2 that you make. And that's because if you look at blessed equipment, look at all these stats that I'm going to get for my infantry. And then I'm going to compare that against the shield. All I'm getting out of this is infantry attack. Maybe some basic attack damage, but as we see, it's only 4%. It's nothing crazy. So that's why you want to do your headpiece and your footwear first, because you're going to get a heck of a lot more out of upgrading these. Upgrade these to probably about blue or epic, and then you want to start going after these shield and armor pieces. So that's the best equipment to use. That's how you should upgrade your equipment. Moving on, we're going to get into the mount section of this video. So for infantry mount, for me personally, I stack attack on my infantry heroes because you're constantly trying to do that active skill damage. And so I'm trying to increase my attack as much as possible. Infantry can take a little bit of a beating. They're not like archers where they completely crumble. So I try to fully go for attack because this is my killer march. It's for lack of better words. If you can't do that, definitely go with an attack and a defense. Don't go with 2 defense. You're not going to do a lot of damage that way. So just do 1 attack and 1 defense. Plus that way it makes it easiest to get all the headpieces and accessories that you need to level up your mounts. So going into skills, There's 2 routes that you can take this. I recommend probably picking one from each because you cannot use the same skill on both mounts. It will not work. Only one skill will be activated when you're in battle. So I would recommend picking up a rage skill to help you recover rage, or every time you use an active skill damage, you're going to do this, X, whatever. So that way you're just capitalizing on your rage build. And for the other one, I would recommend going with some type of basic attack boosting damage because you're using Hobert and Gregory. You're going to want to boost your basic attack as much as possible. So pick that for your other mount skill and then start leveling those up. So in summary, that is a recap of how to best use Gregory and Hobert. If you're only able to get one Season 1 hero, you're going to want to use those sets of skills. You're either going to want to go for a rage build or a basic attack boosting damage build. Go back to the skill sections if you missed that. When it comes to equipment, there is a specific way that you should level up all of your gear to level it up as quick as possible and keep your stats as high as possible while you do it. And use a rage skill on your mounts or use basic attack boosting damage skills on your mounts because the name of the game is stacking your percentages as much as you can. Hope that helps. You got any questions, let me know down below. A like and a subscription would be greatly appreciated to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.